All right, let's dive in. Today, we're talking about a really cool tool that's changing the game for how we interact with data. It basically turns complex data analysis into something you can see, something you can touch, and something that's accessible to pretty much everyone. So let's see how it all works. You know that feeling, right? We're just swimming in information. Data from sensors, from websites, from everywhere. It's like you have this ocean of data, but you're desperately trying to find a single drop of actual insight to drink. And yeah, that's always been the big wall you hit. To get from that raw data to a real aha moment, you traditionally had to be a coding wizard, right? Tapping out line after line of complex script. This just created a huge divide between the data itself and the people who actually needed to understand it. But what if there was another way, a more intuitive path, a visual one, that didn't require that super steep coding learning curve? Well, that's exactly what we're going to explore. Meet Orange. It was developed by the Bioinformatics Lab at the University of Ljubljana, and it's this awesome open-source toolkit for data mining and machine learning. But here's the key. It uses a visual programming approach. So instead of writing code, you're literally building your analysis by connecting blocks. And this right here really shows you the fundamental shift. I mean, on one side, you've got the old way, a wall of text, complex scripts, and on the other side, the Orange way. It's this clean canvas where you just visually link different components together. You're moving from worrying about syntax to focusing purely on the logic of your analysis. It's a game changer. So just how simple can it get? Well, let's take the classic iris flower dataset. In Orange, you can load the data, build a predictive model to figure out the species, and then see the results in a scatter plot, all in 3 simple clicks. Seriously, no code whatsoever. You can see why this is so powerful for learning and just exploring ideas really fast. Okay, so how does this actually work under the hood? The whole system is built around a few core ideas. Honestly, the best way to think about it is like a digital workshop. You've got your workbench, your tools, and even some specialized equipment. The whole thing really boils down to 3 main parts. First, you've got the orange canvas. That's your main workspace. Then you have the widgets, which are basically your tools. Each one does a specific job, like loading data or making a graph. And finally, you have add-ons, which are like the special equipment you bring in for specific tasks, like text mining or bioinformatics. Just think of these widgets as digital Lego blocks, and you have a ton to play with. There are blocks for pulling in your data, blocks for creating all sorts of cool plots and graphs, blocks for building predictive models, and even blocks for testing how good those models actually are. Now let's move on and see how you actually snap these blocks together to build a full analysis from start to finish. It's a really logical flow that can take you from just a raw file to a genuine discovery. So first things first, you need data. And Orange is incredibly flexible about where it gets it from. You can pull from simple files right on your computer, like a CSV or an Excel sheet. You can connect it to a web URL, query a big SQL database, or even use those specialized add-ons for really unique data types. This pretty much lays out the whole journey. You start by connecting to your data source. Then, you use a few widgets to clean it up and get it ready. After that, you pass that clean data to a modeling widget to find patterns. And finally, you send those results over to the visualization widgets to actually see what you found. And this is where the real magic happens. The visualizations aren't static images. Oh no. You can click on a cluster of points in a scatter plot and boom, a data table you have connected instantly updates to show you only those rows you selected. It's like having a dynamic conversation with your data, not just reading a boring old report. So you might be thinking, okay, this all sounds great for beginners, but what about serious advanced work? Well, that's the thing. Orange is so much more than just a teaching tool. It's a full-on analytics platform. This quote really hits the nail on the head. It gets right to the heart of Orange's mission. By tearing down that coding barrier, it makes these powerful data science techniques available to everyone. Domain experts, researchers, students, really anyone who has a question they want to ask of their data. And believe me, it has serious street cred in some highly complex fields. Researchers are using Orange for everything from analyzing gene expression data in bioinformatics to processing human language for text mining and even studying complex social networks. This is heavy-duty stuff. But here's what's really important. Orange isn't a closed-off little box. It knows when to step aside. For the experts out there, there's a Python script widget that gives you a seamless bridge right into your own custom code. You can tap into powerful libraries like scikit-learn, so you truly get the best of both worlds, that beautiful visual simplicity and unlimited scripting power.
And look, this isn't some brand new, untested project that just popped up. That number you see on the screen, version 3.39.0, that represents years and years of continuous development. Orange has been growing and maturing since 2009, which makes it a really robust and stable platform you can actually trust for serious work.
And that kind of brings us to a much bigger idea. Tools like Orange are fundamentally changing who gets to play in the data science sandbox. By making this kind of analysis accessible to everyone, not just the coders, you really have to wonder, what new questions are going to be asked and what incredible new discoveries are waiting just around the corner?